Hi guys, welcome back to another brands list video here on my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Kate. Here on my YouTube channel, I have been going A through Z, and for every letter of the alphabet, I have been going through some clothing brands that start with that letter that are great brands to resell online. And today is for letter K, which is kind of exciting because my name is Kate and it starts with a letter K. And I didn't think I had that many K brands on my notes on my phone, but I actually had 11, and then I got a 12th one from a comment someone made on a TikTok video that I made on TikTok where I was talking about K brands, and I asked if anyone knew any other expensive K brands, and she gave me my 12th brand. I was going to record this video on my camera, but when I went to turn it on, it was dead. And this is the time I have allotted to record this video. I'm a busy mom, and obviously my reselling business comes first before making these videos. But I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna record this video on my phone on the selfie mode camera because I do have a newer model phone, and so I think the quality will be good. I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of these brands because usually a lot of the brands on my brands list videos are foreign. They're not, typical English. So I'm probably going to be saying them incorrectly, but I always spell them out for you guys so that you can look them up or write them on your brands lists, and that will be helpful. All right, first brand is Kedem Sasson, spelled Kedem space Sasson. I feel like I'm saying that one incorrectly. I already know. But Kedem Sasson sells women's oversized log and look artsy looking clothing. That's how I would describe their clothing. For each of these brands, I go onto their website and do a little bit of sleuthing. And Kedem Sasson, I deduced that they only sell women's clothing and that it was very like artsy, oversized, and log and look, like I said. Second brand is Kowtow, spelled Kowtow. And Kowtow sells women's and men's simple minimalist clothing. And I would also describe it as like capsule wardrobe clothing. That's also a key word that I put in a lot of my listings. Capsule wardrobe means like clothing pieces that you can mix and match. And it's just like, they're great pieces to have in your closet and wardrobe because you can mix and match them. And then, you save money because they're very neutral and you can make a lot of outfits with them. Third brand is Kakadu, spelled Kakadu. And Kakadu sells utility, grunge, and outdoor clothing and accessories. I didn't put what gender. I didn't put like men or women. I'm assuming both genders, but nonetheless, look out for the brand Kakadu in either women's or men's clothing departments, wherever you source, because their clothing is utility, grunge, and outdoor clothing, and they also sell accessories.
Okay, guys, for this next brand, I don't know how, but I said it and spelled it completely wrong. The brand is Kuiu, spelled Kuiu. So we're just going to skip to the description for this brand.
This sells men's and women's and kids grunge, outdoor, hunting, clothing, shoes, and accessories. Fifth brand is Kuhl, Kuhl, not Cool. I find Kuhl not that often, but I feel like it's more of an attainable brand than a lot of these brands on this list. And Kuhl sells men's, women's, and kids outdoor hiking and camping clothing. Next brand is NYX, spelled Knix, and NYX sells women's and teen intimates, swim, and active. They also had on their website a specific section for dog stuff and accessories. And I found that pretty interesting because usually when I go onto these, actually 99% of the time, I never see a section for dogs. So NYX is a little bit different in that department. Next brand is Kiel James Patrick, spelled Kiel space James space Patrick. And Kiel James Patrick sells men's and women's and kids classic and preppy looking clothing. Next brand is Cash, spelled Kash. And Cash sells men's streetwear. I was trying to find Cash's website, but they didn't seem to have their own website. It seemed to be one of those brands that like is sold at other brands or brands that sell like, a collective of brands, kind of like how Free People sells Free People stuff, or not Free People. I'm thinking of like Anthropologie. Like I think Anthropologie will sometimes sell Free People on their website, but one of those brands that is sold on a website that sells a bunch of different brands. Next brand is Kantha Bae, spelled Kantha space BAE, and Kantha Bae sells women's artsy boho looking clothing. So kind of similar to the first one, Quedem Saison. Both of them are artsy. I didn't describe Quedem Saison as boho, but Kantha Bae I would definitely describe as boho. Next brand is Kettle, spelled Ketl, and Kettle sells men's active outdoor clothing. I believe they only sell men's. Sometimes like another gender likes to hide in the website, but you have to click a few things, but I believe they only sell men's. Second to last brand is Kiton, spelled Kiton, and Kiton sells men's and women's shoes, clothing, accessories, fragrances, and I would describe their clothing as luxurious, preppy, and sophisticated. Last brand I have for you today is the brand that someone on TikTok commented that I did look up. Now, I'm not sure on the resale value of this brand, but it does retail for a higher amount, which usually it means, like, what I mean by higher amount is over $100. And usually when a brand retails for over $100, you can at least get 20 to 25 for that. But I'm not sure on the resale of this brand. I just know that it is expensive, brand new. So I'm assuming that there is a resale value there, but I haven't done much research into it. And that last brand is Kai by Kylie Jenner, and it's spelled Khy. And Kai sells women's solid color clothes, basic clothes, and very tight fitting, kind of like club wear. There was like this gray latex jumpsuit, bodysuit, and Kylie Jenner was modeling a lot of the clothing. I thought Kylie Jenner like did makeup. I could be completely wrong, but Kai by Kylie is an expensive clothing brand that I had to include on this list. And most of the clothing was just like basic solid colors, tight fitting, kind of club wear, but definitely higher end. That is it for the 12 clothing brands. I wrote down this list and I got all the information, and then I was scrolling on Poshmark like I do occasionally just to see what other people are posting and look at style trends and stuff. And I saw this one brand spelled Khaite, and I was like, how do you pronounce that? I was thinking, is it Kate, like my name, or is it like kite? Or is it some other completely different pronunciation? And the person was selling this clothing item from Kite, or however you say it, for several $100s. And so I did not look into that brand, but it might be something too. And that would make our brands list 13. But I officially have 12 that I wanted to go through in this video. And hopefully you learned a new brand. I have never found any of those brands except for the Cool brand, and I found Cool a few different times. But in case you do, that is on there for you. The last brands list video I did was J, and one of the brands on there was Jen's Pirate Booty. And then I was thrifting a couple of days ago at a new thrift store, a little thrift store, and I found a Jen's Pirates Booty piece. It was damaged, like someone had cut it up, and I could tell it was intentional because it, looked like someone had cut it up. But I found Jen's Pirate Booty, and that was a brand I thought I would never ever find. And then I recognized it because it was on my brands list, and then it was fresh in my mind because I made my J brands list video. And so I was able to recognize that obscure brand when I was thrifting. So hopefully these videos are beneficial to you and that you learned something. But anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.